Right, so we are down at the MISC Expo Center. So going ahead and going up the ramp. Hopefully I don't turn into a fucking ragdoll rocket again. I did not turn into a ragdoll rocket. So first up, I'm going to have a look at the small things there. Because one of these ones is the Warbond TCU that's available, but probably not available by the time this is uploaded. So you can just ignore that actually. So you have the Razor, which is just the standard one, and it is a racing craft. So it's actually less maneuverable in terms of directional strafing. However, it's able to pitch, roll, and yaw faster than Saber. So if you want to race, use a Saber. You may as well, because the Saber has wings. It'll be better in atmospheric flight versus this thing. So this one in front of me is obviously the normal Razor. So it has two fixed size 2s, it has two size 1 missiles, it has one size 1 shield generator, one size 1 power plant, two size 1 coolers, and a size 1 quantum drive. And there's not really much to say about it because it's made to just simply race. To be honest, the only reason this is a racer and the Saber isn't is because this one is smaller. Now it seems to have one MFD screen. Just simply one. So the engine on the back is not very powerful and doesn't take up enough of the rear of the ship. So the Saber and a lot of other ships like the Ion, for example, or the Inferno, accelerate quicker than this thing does. But this thing handles like a dream the second you go ahead and start flying in atmosphere, but a ship like the Saber will go ahead and outclass it. Now, I'm not going to do individual videos for these, I'm just simply going to do them as a single one. So if you looked for individual ones for everything, you're not going to get that. So I'm going to go ahead and read this one's thing first and then move on to the next one. So this advanced racer features an advanced composite space frame that puts pure speed ahead of everything else. It's the ship for pilots who want to leave the competition in the dust. No. No, it's not. You have better choices. This one's just a smaller choice than those other ones. So I'm going to move on to the EX. So the EX has the same fitting entirely as the other one. And what does it say about it? Outfitted with signature reducing materials, the Razor EX was a specialty build for the UEE advocacy for use in surveillance and extraction operations. Although the EX was ultimately rejected for widespread use, MISC released a variation of the model for the public, who were looking to keep a lower profile. So it's basically a racing ship that is not as good as the one that's specifically designed for it, and it is very stealthy. So obviously because it's a small ship, it doesn't have very many parts, its weapons are pretty low IM and EM signature. This ship can go unnoticed. Now it will take a while, but it could definitely pick you off whilst you're trying to figure out where the hell it is. Now looking at the final one, we have the Razor LX. So the Razor LX has no missiles whatsoever, it has two fixed size 2s, it has two size 1 shield generators, only one fitted by default, so you have to fit another one. It has one size 1 power plant, two size 1 coolers, and a size 1 quantum drive. So the Razor gets supercharged. The LX features an overclocked engine to unleash blazing top speeds. This power comes at the cost with reduced maneuverability and armaments, making it ideal for straight shot racing. But who needs weapons when you're leaving your competition in the dust? So apparently it is another racer, however it has twice the amount of shields as the other two variants. So obviously in straight line racing you're going to be shooting at each other. So this thing needs the extra shields for when you're going straight past your competition and they start shooting at you. Now looking on the outside, it looks the same. I'm going to jump inside the cockpit just to double check that there isn't like any specialty inside of it. It's probably not. It's probably still just one MFT screen. It's still just one MFT screen. So as far as I could tell visually, it's just a copy-paste of the other ones. So while ships do have variants in this game at the time being, those variants cosmetically and in terms of actual functionality don't tend to actually be different in the way that they're supposed to be. Now if I just go ahead and see if there's anything behind it, no. I'll go ahead and go over to the Prospector. Definitely like that. So the Prospector is a mining vessel. Just give me a moment to bring up this information. Prospector, so it has two gimbal size ones, which can be changed for two gimbal size ones. No, two fixed size ones. It has a mining gimbal S1, which is obviously for mining. That thing at the front there, it's a big old mining arm. Now the Prospector is a pack animal. For some of the larger rocks, you'll actually need to have more than one Prospector, which is obviously where the mole comes in handy because it's got 3 mining lasers in total. So it has one size 1 shield generator, one size 2 power plant, one size 2 cooler, and a size 1 quantum drive. Now this thing is, well, if you get target locked, you probably already died. Let's just put it that way. So it has detachable cargo on the side, obviously for the mined ore. So if you have something like a caterpillar, you can go ahead and have a whole bunch of empty ones. Go ahead and unload these, load them onto the caterpillar, load in new ones, and then keep mining. So if I just go ahead and figure out how you get inside of it. There it is. I'll go ahead and enter the ship. We can take a look on the interior. Then I'll jump in the pilot seat and we can have a look at the exterior properly. Now we do have a mining consumable that will be added at some point with you being able to fly over to a rock, go ahead and scan it, do like a little mini game on the little miner ball, and then it will allow you to go ahead and solo mine more rocks than you would have otherwise been able to. But obviously it will take time and skill. But in here we have a toilet and a sink. There does not seem to be a shower. So basically every single ship in this game lets you be a smelly bastard. So you have access to the gravity generator, which as far as I'm aware doesn't open. You have access to the jump drive, which again doesn't open. Then you have access to the coolers at the back, again doesn't open. Got computer, shield gen, emergency stuff and whatever. So this ship, as far as I'm aware, is just on bog standard. It was made and released. It hasn't had gold standard. But once again, gold standard is not gold standard. It's like fucking bare minimum and changes need to happen at some point standard. So it would appear like you have a radar in the middle, obviously, and then you have a total of 6 MFD screens. They are weird and angled, and even with my increased field of view, the ones at the top can't really be seen. It seems like all of the buttons are at the top, with probably exit being on the side, and that'd be it. So let's go ahead and look on the outside. Now, as far as I'm aware, the engines at the back are not turnable. I'm trying to turn them and they're not turning, so I don't believe that it has VTOL capability. I could be wrong, and it might. This ship is a bizarre one. So if you get in the ship and someone attacks you, you're dead. If you go out and you try and mine by yourself, you probably won't be able to, unless you go ahead and play the mining little cutscene. Now jumping outside of the ship, I will go downstairs and hopefully it's something. I'll do the Starfarer last because that thing is probably going to take like 9 hours and I'll probably get lost and not be able to figure out how the hell to get out of it or something. So I'll go ahead and have a look at this little screen here because there should at least be concept ships. There are. So if we head down here, we first come up to the Odyssey. This is the new concept vehicle which has been released. So it has onboard mining, onboard gas farming. It also has onboard refinery for refining your own fuel. We don't know if it'll be able to mine ore or refine ore, but it can definitely refine its own fuel. Because it is an exploration ship that's designed to go from A to wherever the fuck you want it to, and be fully self-sustainable and fully able to outlast dozens of generations of crew on it. So, MISC Odyssey. Manufacturer, MISC. Focus, exploration. Survey distant frontiers and explore the furthest reaches of space with the MISC Odyssey. The most advanced and complex exploration ship available to civilians. Designed to be supremely self-sufficient, the Odyssey comes with an onboard refinery with built-in mining tech, expansive capacity for supplies, and a hangar capable of housing a small ship, along with comprehensive, comfortable accommodation for a crew of 7. I hope this can fit a saber. That's all I can say. Please let me shove a saber in it, because I love shoving my saber in everything, because obviously you can turn it into, so you have the normal saber, you have the saber shrunk, and then you have the saber mini, which is, you have 2 weapons, unless you use a bug, and you take them off, blow off the side wings, store it, put them back on in the inventory thing, and then you got 4, and 2 of them are just sort of like floating there. It's kind of strange, you know? Anyway, heading over to the next one, we have one of the Hull series. What one is this? The other one doesn't have an NPC. Good. So we have, it's not a Hull series, it's an Endeavor. So we have the MISC Endeavor. Focus, science. Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern, MISC, is proud to present the Endeavour-class research vessel, a fully modular space platform designed to be adapted for a variety of scientific and medical tasks. Initially developed as a floating laboratory, the MISC Endeavor can be outfitted for everything from spatial telescopy to use as a mobile hospital. So this thing might be able to be fitted as like a mass hospital and relocator, and obviously it can be fitted as a giant fuck-off sized deep space telescope, for example, that points in like a bajillion directions all at once, or just simply takes a 3D like view of the entire space around it, which would be awesome. Just as you fly along, take views of the entire fucking universe. What should do? Now heading on to the next one. This is, please be a fucking Hull series. Yes, it is. This is the Hull A, medium freight, the smallest, most affordable hull. The Hull A is great for those just striking out in the galaxy on their own. It's a bizarre sentence. The Hull A is most similar to the Aurora and Mustang, but lacks the jack-of-all-trades nature where the others trade cargo capacity for firepower or speed. The Hull A is 100% on-mission transport. Mustang and Aurora? This thing's fucking humongous, CIG. What the hell are you thinking? Anyway, at the front it looks like it will have 2 weapons. They are probably size 2s, might be size 3s. It seems to actually be a turret, so it might not be pilot controllable. It has giant contained things on the side. It has a really weak but hard to hit thingy in the middle, which obviously holds them on. So you could snap this ship in half quite easily and it won't be able to fly anymore, because its main giant engine at the back won't be connected to the ship anymore. Now, there are a hell of a lot of Hull series, so they're probably not all down here in the concept hall. So heading over into the next part, we have another one of the Hull series. This one is the Hull C, heavy freight. Often called the most common ship in the galaxy, the Hull C is the most produced of the range and is considered by many to be the most versatile, intended to hit the sweet spot between the smaller single-person transports and the massive super freighters that make up the rest of the range. Butchered that, but whatever. The Hull C offers the expansive modularity of larger ships while still retaining a modicum of the maneuverability allowed the low end of the range. Either I can't read or CIG can't English. Now, this thing is fucking ginormous, so I don't know why they say of large ships. It is a large ship. Now, this thing is able to fold down, close up into a small ship, while still being fucking humongous, when you have none of these crates attached to it. So I believe these crates are the same that you actually have on the raft. So the raft could go ahead and take these crates from the planet up to the ship, or from the ship into a station. Once physicalized inventory gets added, in terms of you have to go ahead and manually load cargo. So you'd have to manually load the cargo into these crates, manually load them using the crane on the raft onto the raft, and then 3 at a time load them onto, well, the whole series. And this one, for example, seems to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever the fuck 8 times 16 is. Was it 16? It was something. Let's say it holds 128 crates. My math is sucky, because I can't be asked. Anyway, let's go ahead and head upstairs. Where am I? There I am. Now, heading upstairs, we will have a something. What other ships do MISC have? Freelancers. I'll cover the Freelancers next, I suppose, unless there's something else. I also don't know where the Freelancers are. So I'll be looking for them. They're not there. Where are they? Aha, they're probably down there. As I said, I'll come back to the Starfarer last, because it's a ginormous refueling ship that has an interior that is an incredibly complex maze, I've heard. I've been in it once, and I managed to eventually, after 3 hours, figure out where the pilot chair was, and that was it. I've been in it once. Now, heading into here, we have the... Okay, apparently I'm not doing the Freelancers next. I am doing the Reliant ones. So, first up in the Reliant series, we have the Mako. So, the Reliant Mako, it has 2 fixed size 2s. It has 2 gimbaled size 3s, and the size 3s can be changed for 2 size 2s on the wings if you go ahead and steal whatever module it is from a different Reliant. So you can have 2 size 3 missile racks, 2 size 1 coolers, 1 size 1 power plant, 2 size 1 coolers, 2 size 1 shields, I don't know if I said coolers twice, and then a size 1 quantum drive. So on the very outside here you have whatever is in front of me. Don't know if that's a gun or a sensor package. So I'll go ahead and read what it says first. So, specifically built to be used exclusively on... specifically built to be used exclusively on the MISC Reliant, the Toshima turret system comes with a camera that can be remoted into while providing a wide range of motion for 2 size 2 weapons. Now, its law makes no sense, or I'm not looking at the marker, but some reason I'm looking at the marker. So you have a gun there, you have a gun over there, you have a sensor thingy on the... Ah, that's what it is. So that is a scanning thingy. So this thing is probably a exploration ship, but I don't know. And to be honest, I don't care. It has VTOL capability, those engines move, but when you go ahead and put down landing gear, the entire front part turns, which means you're very likely to hit the floor or a ceiling or something, because it will be very tall. And I don't like that. So you have guns firing above and below you instead of at the sides. So heading inside, you have 2 beds. You have a little station here, which is probably for controlling the little sensor thing outside. You have a toilet. It looks like you have a shower as well in there, so that's nice. You have access points for stuff, because obviously this is not gold standard. You have cockpit on that side, and then you have the pilot seat on this side. So this one here seems to have, well, probably a radar in the middle just there, yes it does, and then 6 MFD screens around it. Looking on the outside, it is underwhelming. I ended up out of the seat. Go back in the seat. No, let's exit, I want in it. So it is underwhelming on the outside. It is very easy to hit when it's in this orientation, which is with the landing gear down. If you put the landing gear up, it will be very easy to hit, but instead it will be sideways. So whilst it's like this, just simply turn your head 90 degrees to the left or right, and then it will look like that. You have a little center thing on the end. Those little ball thingies are thrusters, which can be either VTOL like they are now, or used for going forwards. If it has any cargo capacity, it is minimal. And when I say minimal, I mean it doesn't exist if it has any. Next up we have the Reliant Sen, which seems to be exactly the same as the other one. So 2 gimbal size 3, which can be changed out for the turret things from one of the other ones, which will allow you to have 2 size 2s on each wing. So you could have a total of like 6 size 2s. It has 2 size 3 missile racks, 2 size 1 shield generators, 1 size 1 power plant, 2 size 1 coolers, and a size 1 quantum drive. Now the IAE ships, as in the Reliant ones, are bugged because I just spent about 3 fucking hours trying to open it, and I can't. I closed the other one, and I can't open that one either. So if you come down to this expo hall, do not close them, ever, because you can't open them again. Does this say anything different than fucking Urkel says? Reliant Sen is a versatile mobile science platform outfitted with long-range capabilities to take you further. Longer and advanced SAMOS sensor suite, perfect for aspiring explorer who wants to whisper then aim into the halls of history. I'm not going to fucking try for these ones. All I could do is attempt to look through it, assuming I can get close enough to look. So there seems to be stuff in here, but nothing much. Can I go ahead and get into the pilot seat from here and open it from the inside? Does it let me do that? Yes, it does. So I can go ahead and look inside the ship. I can also go unfuck the other one. If you need to get in them, you can apparently get in that way. So, heading in the back, we have the same interior as the other one. So, 2 beds, a seat. I don't know what it does. The seat is in a different direction. You have a microscope. You have that thing there. You have whatever that is. Nothing much on the inside. So So I'm going to go read the other one and also unfuck the ship. So I might redo the other one depending on what it says. Blah blah blah. Doesn't say anything special, so I'm actually just going to unfuck this one and then go do the next one. So at least if you can't open the rear door on the Reliant series, you can at least get in it a different way. Now, how you get in it might be janky, but at least you can get in it. So, the Reliant Sen, a bizarre ship, apparently it's for science. Science isn't in the game yet, so it's worthless as of now. Would I fly any of these Reliant series? No, I don't like how they look, or how they handle, or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and run straight to the other side because I don't know why that one's in the middle, but I'm going to assume it's because it's got something special. So the Reliant on the other side is the Reliant core. Bringing up its information. The Reliant core has the ability to be fitted with 2 fixed size 2s. It comes with 2 size 1 gimbals by default. It also has 2 wing turrets which have 2 size 2s on them. So it's the Reliant core that you need to own to be able to take this ball thingy off to stick on the other ones. It has 2 size 3 missile launchers, missile racks, sorry. It has 2 size 1 shield generators, 1 size 1 power plant, 2 size 1 coolers, and a quantum drive. And it says, with the Reliant core, MISC adds to its already impressive lineup of ships a smaller, introductory class spacecraft. Utilizing advanced Xi'an designs, the Reliant features broad, sleek wings, omnidirectional thrusters, and a fully articulated 2-seat cockpit that supports horizontal and vertical flight modes. All of this combines with a larger carrying capacity than any other ship in its class to make the core a natural choice for short-range hauling, or with the simple addition of a few optional components, this ship can do anything you dream of. Again, I'm not trying for these ones, I'm annoyed at them already. It says that it has a larger cargo capacity than ships of this class. Yes, it does. This one actually has a cargo hold. So looking at the size of it, I would say that this might be 12. Because that white outline there will look like it holds 3. You could probably double stack them so it has the same cargo as what you'd get in the Drake Blue or the Drake Red, or Cutty Blue, Cutty Red. You have obviously the pilot seat, the co-pilot seat, and you seem to have the exact same radar in the middle, 6 MFD screens. So if you want a ship that has a decent amount of firepower and cargo space, I suppose you could get this one, but it's really fucking big, really easy to hit, doesn't have enough shields for its size, this hull probably sucks, and it just looks bizarre, flies bizarre. If you fly it in the vertical flight mode, you will probably bang into the floor if you're trying to low fly, because the bottom of your ship will be lower than you probably think it is. So heading to the last one, which is in the middle here. This is the Reliant Tana. So the Tana can have 2 fixed size 2s, 2 gimbal size 3s. If you wanted to, you could have it so you have 2 size 2s on each wing. So you could have 6 size 2s. It has 2 size 1 shield generators, 1 size 1 power plant, 2 size 1 coolers, and a quantum drive. It also has 2 size 3 missile racks, just like the other ones. However, this has more missiles than the rest of them. So it has 2 bespoke 582 missile racks, which go only on this one, and they each hold 8 size 2 missiles. So in total, you could have 20 size 2 missiles on the ship if you wished. Where is its little terminal thing? So, with humanity ever expanding through the universe, the need for a versatile, lightweight fighter has expanded with it. Easy to maintain with a rugged construction, the Reliant Tana makes for an ideal choice for frontier and outpost defense thanks to its custom, high-yield power plant, stronger shields, and additional weapon mounts. My guess is, at some point they're probably going to add a shield modifier, which will allow the ship to add to the shield HP pool of the ship, and then the regeneration will obviously be done by the actual shield generators. So they'll probably change shields to be more in line with how capacitors work instead of how they currently do. So you have 2 beds, you have what looks like a fridge, maybe like 2 SCU of storage space in here, a little weapons rack, toilet, shower, sink thingy. Access to those things. You have the pilot seat and obviously the co-pilot seat. So it's just another Tana. Obviously variants in this game as it currently stands, they're not like, they're not how they're supposed to be honest. Now, if I figure out where I am, we'll go ahead and head over to the ships on the other side. It's going to take a pretty long time to get there. So the Freelancers are what's on the other side. There seem to be 4 Freelancers in total. I will be doing a combined video for the Freelancers, so no little individual videos for those. Because ships that I care nothing about, I do not do individual videos on. And even things that I do, I'm too lazy, there's too many ships, I am way too far behind because of how many ships there are that are actually currently flyable. Like, there's more flyable ships than there are concept ships at this point. Which is good, but it means that IAE is full of a hell of a lot of ships. Now, heading past a giant fuck-off size asteroid, which I believe is a hologram. Otherwise, they have found some kind of weird way of floating ships. Well, that does close, so they're obviously over on this side one. What one's where? What side am I going on first? That's the default Freelancer there, so... was it MISC Freelancer? So the MISC Freelancer has 2 gimbal turret thingies available to the pilot. They each hold 2 size 3s, so you have 4 size 3s as the pilot of a Freelancer. It has 1 manned turret which has 2 size 2s. It has 2 size 4 missile racks, 2 size 3 missile racks, 2 size 2 shield generators, 1 size 2 power plant, 2 size 2 coolers, and a quantum drive. This ship is designed to be able to hold its own, as well as obviously be survivable and have cargo space on the inside. Now, you can't fit all that many vehicles in here because it's very skinny, and that turret points out and would stop bigger vehicles, as in taller ones, from actually fitting in here. Now, if I just go ahead and head inside further, we go ahead and come to a little additional cargo area, and it seems to act somewhat like a little airlock, going ahead and cutting off the back of the ship from that point there. So you could have like perishable goods in that cargo area, a vacuum of space in the other one. In here you have a different way into the ship apparently. I don't know what it's... wait. Exit ship. But I'm not going to exit the ship, I'm just going to open it. No, it... in the rest of the ships that I pressed exit on, it's not actually taking me out of the ship, it's just simply opened the door and allowed me to jump out. So underneath here we seem to have the missiles. If you get the wings shot, they will obviously be gone. So if you're getting shot at a lot with ballistics and it's bypassing the shields, you're going to lose your missiles. Now you seem to have 4 beds, you have 2 seats in here. I don't know what those seats at the back are for. You then have a co-pilot seat and a pilot seat. Jumping into the pilot seat, we have an unknown amount of MFD screens. It seems like it might be 2. I don't know why they're sideways and really far away like that, but they are. On the outside, you have the turret at the back, which can only shoot out at the back, so whatever's behind you. You have the 2 turrets there, which I believe, considering the seats behind me, you might be able to have those controlled by other people. So you could actually use those as turrets to go ahead and obviously look around the ship, but I don't think they're able to be remote turrets. Right, the Freelancer is underwhelming. It has good survivability, it has okay weapon output, it has a good amount of missiles for some reason, and it has cargo space. That's about it. What is there other than the Freelancer to go ahead and use when you want to go ahead and do everything from combat to storage capacity? You have Constellation series, which is a lot more expensive. So can't really recommend anything else other than the Freelancer if you want to kind of do everything else and you don't want a Cutlass Black. So just next to it you have the Freelancer DUR, or DUR, or however you want to say it. It's DUR. So you have the exact same armaments and fitting as the other one. So you have 2 size 3 on 2 separate turret things on the side for 4 size 3s to the pilot. You have a turret which is once again on the back. You have 2 size 4 missile racks, 2 size 3 missile racks, 2 size 2 shield generators, 1 size 2 power plant, 2 size 2 coolers, and a quantum drive. You have the same turret that's in the way. You have the same amount of cargo space by the looks of it. If you go ahead and head in here, it seems to have something that makes it different. Okay, let's have a look. So the Freelancer Dual variant specializes in exploration, sacrificing 25% capacity for its storage hold. Standard... Okay, I'll go ahead and read that again. So the Freelancer Dual variant specializes in exploration, sacrificing 25% cargo capacity of the standard Freelancer for an enhanced jump drive, a more advanced scanner, and an expanded fuel tank. That may seem like about cool to some, but those who value discovery over profit will find it to be their ship of choice. So this ship will be good for jumping from wherever the hell you are over into Pyro, probably without the need of a jump gate on this side, but you'll need to exit a jump gate on the other side. And with Pyro not having as much fuel, the stations being a lot further apart, it being scarce for everything, it being a hostile environment, this ship would make sense in terms of you're more likely to actually go from A to B and not run out of fuel or get pirated. Okay, so this one has a whole crap ton of doors. Guess that's what it is. There's a an airlock apparently. Heading inside, everything inside is the same as the other one. Looking on the outside, which I forgot to do on the other one, you can see that you have engines on the back. You seem to have more engines than what's on the other one, although I don't know what those side things even are. They're probably the jump drive initiator things. Obviously at the front it's like this weird orange crappy thing with like rounded everything. I just don't like them. I just don't like the Freelancers. So if you want to go ahead and have more quantum fuel, so you can take your cargo from A to B at a larger distance, or go ahead and fit a faster quantum drive, although this thing should have enough quantum fuel. Okay, so you can go from Port Olisar to Microtech 3 and a bit times. So you can go Port Olisar to Microtech and then back to Microtech, and then from Microtech to Hurston, refuel, and then go from Hurston to Port Olisar, and then Microtech, Olisar, Microtech. So we have a different freelancer on the other side, which will be the MIS. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll do the MAX, which is the thing in the middle. So the Freelancer MIS has the same armaments as the other Freelancers, with the exception of it has 4 size 4 missile racks, which means 2 of the size 3s are now size 4s, and it also has 2 bespoke 5103 missile racks, which hold 10 size 3 missiles each. So if you wanted to, this ship would be capable of, let me just figure it out. This ship would be capable of holding 28 size 3 missiles if you wanted to. Obviously, MIS is literally in its name, MIS meaning missile. You have missile racks there on the wings. I don't know where the other ones are. I will try and find out where they are. I don't know where they are, and I can't find out where they are. Unless they're built into the wings, which would mildly make sense because there's holes there. Again, you have the thing that gets in the way. You have the missiles in here, I suppose. So what does it say? Thanks to the Firestorm Thunderbolt's agile frame, the EM target system... What is this? Nope, that's the Thunderbolt fucking missile. I want the ship. The Freelancer MIS is a limited edition militarized variant of the classic Mercantile ship developed by the UEE. These were produced in very small quantity due to some early payload incidents. So I'm guessing the ship started just exploding, or people fell over, or spilt coffee on them or something and fucking exploded. This version sacrifices the majority of the cargo capacity to make way for missiles. It says majority, it looks like it's just 25% loss, like the DUR. So, same amount of bed, same everything. The only thing that looks different is obviously the outside. I will use the outside view to try and figure out where the missiles come out of, which definitely seems to be right there in the wings. I can't get the camera close enough. If I try and render the camera down, yeah, so it'll be there. I can't get the camera in close enough to actually look at them. So if you want a Freelancer that is somewhat like the Andromeda and has an absolute fuck ton of missiles, you can go ahead and get the Freelancer MIS, which means that you can have well protected cargo for whatever you're moving. So if you're a smuggler and you need to be able to take out other ships, and you just want to take them out with a hailstorm of missiles, then you can use the Freelancer MIS. So you can dumbfire missiles, so if you have a ship on the floor, for example, you could just simply keep firing missiles as they become available and armed, without actually having to wait for them to target lock and then launch them slowly like that. Now, last up in the middle, we have the Freelancer MAX. It has the same armament as all of the rest of the other two just up there. So it has the same armaments as the Freelancer and the Freelancer DUR. So it has 2 size 3s on 2 individual little turret things. They might be able to be remoted, I don't know, which means you have 4 size 3s available to the pilot. You have 2 size 2s on a turret at the back, which again is in the way of the cargo hold, not allowing you to hold ships that at all. So like a Spartan, for example, width-wise it's fine, height-wise you'll smash into the turret. Missiles, you have 2 size 4 missile racks, 2 size 3 missile racks. You also have 2 size 2 shield generators, 1 size 2 power plant, 2 size 2 coolers, and size 2 quantum drive. So you have a extended amount of capacity in the back. So Freelancer variant with additional cargo capacity at the expense of weaponry. What do you mean expensive weaponry? It's got the same amount of weapons as the other ones. The only one that has less weapons than is the MIS. And the MIS just simply has a fuck ton of missiles. So the Freelancer MAX variant sacrifices weaponry for an increased cargo capacity, making it ideal for equipment or raw material transport. It is a wider Freelancer. It seems to maybe be a bit longer, or that's just simply a visual trick. Just visual trickery. What's it, an illusion? It might be longer because of an illusion. Now looking at the back of the ship, obviously you can see it's wider because it's wider and heavier and has to hold more cargo. It has more engines at the back, which means if it's empty, it can probably accelerate a lot faster than the other variants of this ship. This one does look nice, but the fact that it's orange makes it look ugly. It's also really wide, so it looks a bit weird, to be honest. Now, obviously, last up we have I think it's the Starfarer. I keep calling it the Starfarer. I think it's the Starfarer or something. Yeah, what is it? No, it's definitely the Starfarer. So last up we have the Starfarer, and on the way there I will say what it has. So available to the pilot, it has 2 size 4s, which are on 2 individual turrets, just like what you have on the Freelancer. It also has 3 manned turrets. 1 turret with 2 size 4 weapons. It has 2 manned turrets, both with 2 size 3 weapons. It has a single size 3 shield generator, which means it is incredibly weak. It's just way too big to have such a crappy shield generator. It has 1 size 3 power plant, 2 size 3 coolers, a size 3 quantum drive. I also have no idea how you get in it. Okay, apparently you get in there. So on the outside it has a whole crap ton of stuff. So this thing can hold quantum fuel, according to some members, probably can, and obviously it can hold normal fuel. So I'll go ahead and read what it says. I will also go ahead and do this so I can read. The Starfarer differs from traditional bulk freighters in one key way. It is a dedicated fuel platform. The Starfarer is designed not only to load, store, and protect fuel stasis units. I guess the quantum fuel has to be stored in the stasis unit, so the Starfarer is designed not only to load, store, and protect fuel stasis units. It is designed to take in spaceborne hydrogen and then refine it for use without landing. The Starfarer can be used to refine traditional bulk cargo pods. See diagram, apparently. But in such cases, the fuel refining equipment would be useless. This equipment is modular and can be swapped out for another mission package for dry operations. Now, they say hydrogen and space in the same sentence. What they probably mean is in like around stars or around gas giants, there will be some kind of bubble where the ship is able to go into without obviously being overpressurized and exploding. And it will be able to suck up that hydrogen and then obviously refine it in terms of go ahead and remove impurities to allow it to be used by the ship, or to refuel the storage boxes for refueling other ships after you've refueled one and obviously you're low or just not full. Now the ship on the inside is big. It's going to be a dark video, so I may have to go ahead and increase the brightness of the game for this. How do I do so? Let's just do that. Too much. 80 should be correct. There we go. It's going to look weird and grainy, but at least you can actually see inside the ship. So on the inside of the ship you have a bunch of seats on that side, you have some stuff there, nothing much. This side you have nothing. I'm actually going to turn that down a bit. Let's try 70. 70 is better than 50, so you can actually see things. So heading up the stairs into the ship, you come over to this area here, which overlooks the stuff that is below you. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to the other side via the back. So you have an area out here which allows you to see, manage and monitor these giant bloody stores of fuel, as well as quantum stuff, probably in those ones. If I go ahead and head back inside, I can go ahead and go into the rest of the ship. So on the other side you have a ladder that takes you somewhere, on this side you don't. What does that ladder do that this one doesn't? I don't know. So let's go ahead and go, no I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and find out where the hell that ladder goes. As I said, this ship is big, and you're going to get lost in it, and so I'm going to get lost in it doing this. No, don't go up the fucking ladder. I want to go that way. Apparently the inside of the ship is bright enough, so I'm going to put that back down. It's not bright enough, it was just wonky. You know what? Fuck it. The ship is too big and complicated to go ahead and do a map of. So I will just simply run around and try and figure out how the hell you get to the pilot seat. I found one of the turrets at least. Those are the stairs, take me back down. Let's go ahead and see what's up here. I'm not going to go ahead and spend time to go ahead and explain where everything is, because I don't know where everything is. And the ship is way too large and complicated to go ahead and try and memorize where everything is, and probably have to do like 10 retakes of this fucking video. Now heading to the back, you seem to have one turret over here, you probably have an identical turret over there. That one's on the bottom, this one's also on the bottom, you have a turret in the middle. I don't know if that one went upwards or not. But that goes ahead and accounts for the 3 turrets. Now I'm going to go ahead and try and figure out how you actually get to the pilot seat. There seems to be the gravity generator board, which ain't moving. Because this is an older ship, you have some escape pods here. I am back into this area. As I said, the first and only time I've been in this ship, it took me about 3 hours to figure out where the pilot seat was. Because apparently it's a giant bunghole which goes straight out of the ship here. Where am I? Okay, so if I go up into the middle, turn around and go through this door, go ahead and go that way through this door, not up the fucking ladder, through the door. Maybe it's on this floor. If not, it will be above me somewhere. So heading into here, we have escape pods. We have 6 of them. Now we have the cockpit, which I've finally found. You have a seat on that side, seat on that side. I don't know what the seats are for. You have a command seat in the middle, which is the captain's seat. You have co-pilot and you have pilot. So this ship is really big. It's really complicated, but at the same time it doesn't actually seem to be as complicated as they said. I'm not going to bother with this ship. If you wish for me to go ahead and look at the ship, I am in a Discord community that has people that own it, so I can go ahead and look at it anytime if for some reason you like the way I do videos, which is shit, and I sound like shit, and my microphone sounds like shit. So if for some reason someone wants me to go ahead and do a full guide of where everything is in the ship, I'll spend 15, 20, 30 hours, however many it takes to go ahead and figure out everything that's in the ship. So at the top you have one turret. At the back you have two of the smaller turrets. And then obviously on the side in Freelancer style you have the pilot turrets. The one on the top looks really big. So maybe at some point you could change it out for like a bloody size 9 railgun or something. And just simply have a giant fuck off, oh, you're in my way, now you die ship. Now let's figure out how I get out of this thing. Now I know exactly how I get out, but I want to see if there's a different way of getting out. Because obviously there was that thing downstairs. Is there a way to get out from up here? I believe there was a elevator that took me downstairs by accident. I don't know where it is. Well, apparently I'm just going to have to go out the normal way. Unless I can go out this way. Nope, that's back into the like, pilot area. Okay, so to get down you have to go through the door there, and then obviously down the stairs and everything, or you can just mantle over the thingy and somewhat break your ankle. Now this ship is more or less going to be exclusively used in Pyro, the only place where it will make sense to use it, because it is for refueling other ships, going ahead and transporting fuel from station to station, and in Pyro there will be fuel shortages because people are leaving more often than they're coming in. And no one there is a worker that's mining any quantum fuel or any regular fuel, as in hydrogen fuel, for ships. So this one will be very good for jumping between, say, Stanton and Pyro, bringing quantum fuel and hydrogen fuel and everything with you, and then going ahead and figuring out which station has the least, and then going ahead and selling it there and making the money. So for you, those of you that like trading, you can go ahead and go from system to system, transporting fuel from station to station inside of the same systems, if they're such as Pyro, where everyone's abandoning it and not very many people are going into it. Now if you're a person who likes Elite Dangerous and you know what the fuel rats are, then with server meshing this ship will be able to do that, but depending on how big the system is, it might take you a while to actually get to anyone to sort them out. Now, if you go ahead and stick on the TS2 military quantum drive, you can make one jump. So hopefully you only have to go ahead and get to someone and not away. Otherwise, you would have to use, say, the... let's go ahead and find one that's like a good amount of time. You could go ahead and use the impulse to go ahead and go to someone and then back if they're the distance of Port Olisar to New Babbage, or you can use the fissure, which will allow you to go to New Babbage from Port Olisar and then back, and then a little bit of ways in the middle. You could use the ranger, which will allow you to go from Port Olisar to New Babbage, back again, and then to New Babbage one more time. So depending on what quantum drive you fit to the ship, you'll obviously have to spend a different amount of time going to another person. But the quantum fuel that seems to be stored on the ship, I would say is probably separate to what your ship uses. So if you was to go ahead and quantum to somewhere and then stop, you can obviously go ahead and spend the next couple of minutes transferring the fuel into your own quantum drive fuel storage area. But yeah, again, if you want me to go ahead and actually make a proper video on this, I will. But it might take a few months to go ahead and do it. Because obviously I have university coming up to its end, which means I actually have things to do. We obviously have Christmas as well, which means I won't be at university, so I won't be able to record them because my internet will suck. I won't be able to upload things. Playing the game will be a janky, desyncing, fuckery mess. And then I'll obviously have to return, and I have work to do, which I then have to submit shortly after I return. So if you do want me to do a video on this, it might be sometime in February at the earliest.